Well, hello everybody, and welcome. Funny to see me here, but Gina had to run and fix something. So I'm opening the show. Might have to do a card, but we hope you're having a great day here on the 23rd. Hey, and release night. So yeah, she'll be back in a couple minutes. We'll manage until she gets back. We got 2,500 people here tonight. And hello to everyone all across the globe. Big release night. There's bound to be a few little quirks here and there that have to be fixed. But we're pressing through. So I don't have a card ready, but perhaps we can start the release with a word of the day. What do you think? Let's see. I did have a few that I was saving. Okay, so we'll start with the word of the day. Oh, no, change? All right, well, we'll have to save that word for another time.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, guys. I am so sorry. Hello. So luckily, somebody in the chat said, "Oh my God, are the incentive dies really $25.95?" And I went, "No, that's not right at all." So I had to run to the office and change the prices on the incentive dies. So if anybody out there shopped a few minutes before the release went live, because we always test it first to make sure everything goes live, we are so sorry. Just call customer service tomorrow and they will refund the difference to you. All right. Whew. That is not the way I wanted to start this release party. Well, welcome everybody. It is so good to see all of you. No, they're not $25. They're not. They were just, the price was put in incorrectly, but we appreciate all of you and your patience with that. So hopefully a bunch of you are just looking now and deciding what you want and you didn't get charged that much. But go ahead and, place that order now, okay? You just have to wait a second. Okay, so welcome everybody. I am Gina from Gina K Designs, and it's great to see all of you here today. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed today, but then I remembered it was our release party and I got so excited, and I am so excited for everything that we have for you this evening. So tonight we are going to be joined by 4 of our illustrators, and they're going to show you beautiful card samples of their new stamp and die collections. And then I have a brand new kit to share with you and a bunch of other surprises. Oh no, I had to fix those prices. If I went through, I'm telling you, by the time I get done this live, there will be thousands and thousands and thousands of those die sets sold, and our customer service, they would all quit if they had to go through every one of those orders and fix it. It was worth Tom starting the show. So Tom, come on in and say hello to me. Thank you so much. So everybody's asking about your word of the day. You were going to do a word of the day. Do you have one?
Okay, so...
You might as well do it right now, and then we'll get the party started.
A little anticlimactic, but...
I need to catch my breath anyway.
You ever do an envelope and then you have to fix something and you use the same envelope anyway?
Okay, say that again. I didn't hear the first part.
You're doing an envelope and you mess something up, but you manage to fix it somehow by making an A, a G, and then fixing a number. Well, and then you're using it again. That's called an again-velope.
An again-velope?
An again-velope.
Yay!
And I think only men do that, so it's probably a man-velope.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you. I know everybody, because I came bopping in and then you stopped the word of the day, and I knew that wasn't going to fly.
No.
All right, well, let's get started right away with some of the beautiful stamp sets that our illustrators have, and let's take a look at our brand new incentive sets that are not priced incorrectly anymore. All right, so the first one I want to show you is this one. This is so cute. Let me zoom in just a little bit here. An again-velope. Oh my gosh, a man-velope. I like that. All right, so this is the new Snowy Skaters, and this set is 2 cute little skaters that are just ice skating. Kathy Zilski, if you're out there, I know you were a skater. I know you were an ice skater. Kathy was like a really good, competitive ice skater too. So Kathy has to have this set. So these Snowy Skaters, you've got 2 cute little skaters. You've got a cute little batch of tiny snowflakes and a little kind of motion icon there that you can put on the end of the skate to make it look like they're going fast. And then this beautiful Happy Holidays. Now, I actually used this Happy Holidays in one of my cards tonight, so I'll show you what that looks like stamped out. This set is yours free with any purchase of $75 or more in product. So all you have to do is put $75 of merchandise in your cart, and a pop-up will pop up, and you'll get to choose from this, another incentive, or a pack of our white layering weight white cardstock. So if you've ever wanted to try that, it's a great way to try that. Now, this stamp set also has a coordinating die set that you can purchase separately. This is called the Snowy Skaters die set, so just look for that in the store. And you'll see that they're all adhered to this card on the back. You can keep the card if you want. What I do, because there's some sticky tape there, I take the dies off and then I just cut a piece of copy paper and put it right over that sticky stuff. And then I keep this card with a little magnet because we sell our 4x6 and 6x8 magnets, and I store all my dies on magnets. So don't forget, if you like die cutting your images out, you can pick this one up separately in our store. So this is the Snowy Skaters incentive set. Isn't that just so cute? Love that. All right, now our second incentive set, we change them out every release. We put 2 brand new ones in the store. This is called Hooked on You. Now this one is for all my knitting friends and all my crocheting friends. I am just starting to crochet a little bit again. I used to crochet, but I'm not very good at it. I really need help. But I got hooked at watching these crocheters on Instagram, and I think this is a really nice hobby to take in the car. When you're going on a long road trip, it's something to do with your hands. I tried coloring in the car, but the bumps just don't make it happen. So this is a fun kind of extra little hobby, and it doesn't take too much room up. I know all my knitting friends and crocheting friends are going to say, what do you mean it doesn't take up too much room? But if you're like me and you're just a dabbler, one little bag with some yarn and a couple of needles and I'm good to go. So this is so cute. It's got 2 greetings. Close-knit friends are hard to find, and that you could pair with the knitting needles and these two kind of long balls of yarn, and then Hooked on You with the little crocheting hook, and then this ball of yarn. So this one also has a coordinating die set that you can pick up separately, and again, it's all taped onto this board, and you can keep this panel with your magnet and keep all the dies on a magnet. Now this set, once again, is yours free with any $75 purchase. So if you like them both and you feel like you're going to spend enough to earn both, just put 2 separate orders in, and you can pick this one for your second incentive set. So these are the 2 incentive sets, Snowy Skaters and Hooked on You. And then, of course, we have our white cardstock that you can get as a third option if cardstock is more your thing. Okay, now I'm going to show you some of our Illustrator stamp sets, and these stamp sets got rave reviews when I showed the sneak peeks, so I'm going to back out just a little bit. And the first one I want to show you is a brand new set by Hannah Drapinski. This one is called Cozy Winter Wishes. And what I love about this stamp set is the orientation of these houses. All the other house stamp sets that I've had in kits and that we've had in our collection were kind of like the front view, like you're just looking on the street. But these look like the little houses that I collect. I have a little kind of a Dickens village of little ceramic houses. And these look just like that. I just love this orientation of these 3 cute houses. And then it's got a Santa, right, in the sleigh that you could also pair with our big moon from last month's kit. And then it's got some beautiful greetings in this set in a very, very classic traditional Christmas font. Warm winter wishes, home for the holidays, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and Happy Holidays. Then it's got all these little stars that you can just put all over the place to make stars in the sky or turn them into snowflakes. And then it does have a moon here if you don't want to do the big moon and you just want to have a small crescent moon in the sky. That totally works. And then, of course, there is a coordinating die set that cuts everything out, including all of the words. It doesn't cut out the stars, but they're just meant to kind of light up the sky a little bit. They're really not meant to be cut out or popped up. But here's your die set, and it's got everything that you need to make beautiful 3-dimensional style cards. I just love this one. So cute. So that's called Cozy Winter Wishes, and it's now available in the What's New category at GinaKDesigns.com. All right, so the next set I want to show you is a really cute set by Beth Saleka. So Beth did something really modern and whimsical, and I just love this. I don't know where this inspiration came from, but I am really digging it. It's got these kind of sketchy looking elements. So you've got different ornaments and a Christmas stocking, a tree, and a gift. and this really cool snowflake. I love that. And then it's got these huge greetings: joy, peace, merry, happy, love, and Noel. And then all of the little strip sentiments that you can mix and match together. So wishing you joy, wishing you peace, right? Wishing you joy and peace. To you. So you could say Merry Christmas to you. Let's see. Greetings. Sending, let's see, happy greetings, sending Christmas greetings, Christmas, end bright, have a, wishes, may your holidays be filled with, you could put joy, you could put peace, you could put love, from our home to yours, holidays, just by itself, to the world, so you can do joy to the world, your family, New Year, and this holiday season. So many different nice strip sentiments, and all of these can be cut out. Look at the size of that die set. That thing is huge. So all of these can be cut out, and you can pop up the greetings and create your own layered kind of dimensional greetings. And then all of these can be colored in, or, you can, if you want, you could mask off and maybe do a textured stamp in there. There's all different kinds of things that you can do with these. I love this set. I think it would be fun to color with Copic markers or colored pencils and Gamsol, or it would be really fun to just stamp these in gold or silver embossing powder for that crisp, modern look. So the new seasonal sketches is now available in our store. You can find it under that What's New filter over there under the shop tab. If you're new, our website is ginakdesigns.com. All right, so I have one more to show you before we bring our illustrators into the mix. And this is the cutest, I mean the cutest set by Dina Gerner. Look at these little critters. Aren't they just the cutest? The little penguin and, gosh, is that a raccoon and a bunny? It's got the cutest elements in here. And this is called Furry Flurries. So you've got 3 little guys on a sled, joy rides with special friends. You've got a little bunny on some skis, sunshine and snowy days. And then you've got this little guy on ice skates. Wouldn't he be cute if you mixed him in with our little snowmen? And then you've got this little guy, this little penguin, and he's pulling this little guy in a sled. And then it's got a happiness is right here. So you would stamp that separately. Happiness is, and then you can stamp any of these other greetings. Happiness is special moments with you by my side. Happiness is joy rides with special friends. Happiness is sunshine and snowy days. And then this one's a standalone. Winter feels warmer with a friend like you. And you can see on here how these dies are going to cut out with all the spacing in between, which you know I love. I love all of that beautiful spacing in there. So this is the coordinating die set that you can pick up along with this adorable Furry Flurries, now available in our store at GinaKdesigns.com. All right. Okay, there is a wish list on the, well, no, you have to go into the product and add it. There's no way else to do that. You have to actually go into the product to add it to your wish list. All right, so these are my headphones that I had to strip off when I went running for my computer. So let me put these back in because I want to hear what's going on too. Well, now it is time to bring our first illustrator into the chat. And I want to tell you, I am really loving her new set. And this is another, Kathy Z, if you're out there, this is your month because this set is so cute. Let's just take a quick peek at it here. It's called Season of Joy, and this is by our good friend Lisa Hetrick. And yes, it doesn't only have a stamp set and a coordinating die set, but it's got a coordinating coloring stencil and this cool pattern that Lisa's going to tell you all about. So if you're ready for a whole bunch of fantastic inspiration, Lisa is waiting in the wings, and let's invite her into the program. Welcome, Lisa Hetrick.
Hi, friends. It's Lisa Hetrick. Hi, Gina. Hi, Tom. Hello, everyone. and welcome to our September release party. I'm super excited to be here with you tonight to share my brand new stamp set and dies and stencil called Season of Joy. And we are in the holiday release, friends. So let's get started. Let's dive in and let's take a peek at the stamp set. Okay, here is the stamp set, Season of Joy. You can see that it is already loved, and I'm super excited to share it with you tonight. There's the stamp set Season of Joy, and we also have a coordinating die set for Season of Joy. You can see all of the dies. I have put mine on a little magnetic backer so that I wouldn't lose any this time. And I also have an add-on coloring stencil that has some extra elements on it for you to create some pattern backgrounds. And I will dive into that and show you all of those details. But first, let's take a look at the stamp set and I'll walk through all of the pieces. So the hero image and the highlight piece for Season of Joy is that this stamp set is going to take you through the holiday season and into the winter, because I have this really fun, I have a lot of fun elements here. I've got this ice skate element, and it's a really pretty large element. So I've got this little piece right here to kind of show you how large that is. And we'll take a look at that in context with the A2 size card as well. I've got some really fun leafery to go along with the poinsettia pieces. So yes, these do look like poinsettias. We have a large and a medium, and then one that doesn't have the inner detail. But I've also provided that detail separately so you could do some two-step stamping or use this as its own graphic element. And I've done that, and I'm going to show that to you in a little bit. I've got a really fun star element to kind of create a little bit of magic for the holiday season. And this really fun bow where you can tie these two pieces together onto your card. And then I've got a variety of sentiments here. Because we have a lot of stamp sets coming out tonight with lots of options for holiday season sentiments. So I wanted to make sure I added some things in there that could really work for winter as well. So we've got warm winter wishes, peace, and joy. Joy's got this graphic graphic snowflake-like element in the middle of it. And then I have a season of that's kind of separate. That is separate. So you could do a season of peace or a season of joy. So super fun elements in this stamp set that work alone, that work in conjunction with all of my other stamps in my collection. And as we move into the holiday season, I've been saying this all along, my stamp sets that have been releasing this year are all going to kind of work with some holiday themes that I have planned along with the stamp set. Okay, let's dive in and take a look at the inspiration for Season of Joy. I have a lot of inspiration to share with you tonight. Okay, let's start off with this card. Super, super fun. Using the skate elements, I've also used the coordinating stencil to go along with coloring in the skates. So the skates are wide open. So it gives you line art images. So it gives you lots of opportunity to use your favorite color mediums. Mine is watercolor, to color in these elements. And I like to do a mix of watercolor and using the stencil. So the stencil's really, really good for coloring in the skates, especially if you really like that kind of blended technique. Loving that. Really simple. Here's that bow that kind of pulls the two skates together to the top of the card. Love it. Here's another example of the skates. And this time I used that star-like background, that wintry, Nordic-looking star-like background, and kind of stenciled that in behind the skates and use those cute little stars just to add a little magic to it. Love that. Okay, This card might be my favorite, but I know I'm going to say it about another card. So I'm really, really loving the option with this whole collection of Season of Joy for you to stamp the poinsettia or for you to use the poinsettia's coloring stencils, and they coordinate together. They're the same size, so you can use the same die to either cut the stencil element or cut the actual stamp element. So I really like that combination of stenciled embellishments and stamped embellishments to kind of pull this little magical poinsettia piece together. And there's that piece. Now, all of the sentiments also have a coordinating die to cut them out. And you'll see like a little mashup of me doing that with these cards and also stamping the sentiments down right on the card. Okay, this is the card I was talking about that I think might be my favorite. I know I'm going to say it about probably 2 more cards. I just had so much fun with this stamp set and the level of versatility that's built in here. Okay, so with this card, I used the stencil element and did this kind of poinsettia spray and added some of the stamp elements and nested a Season of Peace together to create this really, really bright, vibrant, but easygoing pattern card. Okay, again, I'm going to say that this one might be my favorite too. Now, this is super fun, and I wanted to give you an example of how you can use these skates in that wide open stamp. You've got lots of opportunity to do some coloring. So I did a little bit of watercolor, added a little tiny bit of frosty-like embellishment here. Used the stars from the Gina K line, not the stars, the snowflakes, just to kind of give this that whole wintry look to it. And added, excuse me, added those 2 poinsettias right at the top just to kind of make this super fun. Okay, here's a really fun holiday-inspired spray with the poinsettias, but just kind of changing up that color combination a little bit. This is kind of one of those sentiment-free cards that you could open up and put the sentiment on the inside. But think about this card combination and this look and feel with other colors. Like you could easily make this in a fall color combination. And I'm going to be sharing some of those options with this stamp set in some upcoming tutorials about how you can really change your color options and also mashing this up with other stamp sets so that you can get different looks. So yes, we all love our holiday themes, but we can really stretch our stamp sets a little bit further by changing up the color combinations. So I'm really, really loving this. And I love this kind of cherry red matched up with turquoise and just these beautiful greens. Love it. Okay, I had to do it. I had to make a wreath like element using the leafery. And then here's that A Season of Joy. I really love taking sentiments and adding a little graphic element to the center just to give it a little touch of whimsy. And it's just super fun. This is just a really fun card. Also mashing up using the stamps with the stencil elements so you can get a couple different ideas. You could easily do these 2 poinsettia embellishments with the stamps as well. Love that versatility. Okay. Yeesh. This one might be my favorite too. This one might be my favorite as well. I really love the idea of designing these stencils and adding extra pattern background elements for you to stencil in if you like to, just to give that card an extra level of texture and dimension without all the height. And then we've got some of the stamped embellishments and some of the stenciled embellishments right on the card with A Season of Peace, taking those 2 sentiments and blending them together to create one whole sentiment. Okay, super fun. I had to create a tag. Just again, another beautiful poinsettia spray. Just a super fun tag. I've just been having fun creating some tags, inspired by Debbie and all the beautiful tags that she creates. I just love that. Okay, let's take a look. As always, I wanted to share that I have a brand new Season of Joy card idea sheet. There's 8 card ideas. I have one of these every month for all of the stamp set release. You can find this for free as a download in the Gina K Designs Facebook group. You can also head on over to my website at indigojadeart.com, click on freebies, and you will see all 63 of my stamp sets that have been released with Gina K and all of the card idea sheets. So if you have something in your collection from me in the past and you're missing a card idea sheet, they're over there. You can have access to them. Also, as part of the card idea sheet is the coordinating stencil guide. So in the coordinating stencil guide, it's 3 pages. I show you all of the different elements of the stencil. Need to clean mine. And how the stamp and then the stencil piece works, and then the combination. So it just gives you that little cheat sheet, stamp, stencil, combination. Also remember, this stamp goes with the other poinsettia stamp right here, so you can do a 2-step stamping as well. So super fun. And the 3rd page are some of the standalone stencil pattern builders. So I've got this piece right here, this kind of Nordic star, and it is a repeat pattern. So you can layer it together and create some repeat patterns across your card. And then here is the star element, and then here is one of the poinsettias, the small poinsettias. Okay, friends, let's take another look at the stamp set. A Season of Joy is available now at GinaKDesigns.com in the What's New section. You have the option for this stamp set and the die set, the Season of Joy die set. You can get both at GinaKDesigns.com, and you also have the option to get the Season of Joy coordinating coloring stencil. So yes. Okay, friends, thanks so much for inviting me into your homes tonight. Tonight's release party is super fun. Holiday and winter release party. You're going to have so much fun. Sit back, relax, enjoy the rest of the show. I will be going live this Thursday at 11:30 with a brand new card tutorial using a Season of Joy and talking a little bit about some of the things that I've planned in through the holiday season. I don't want to forget our autumn cards and projects along with our holiday projects. Okay, friends, thanks so much for joining me tonight, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.
Lisa, your cards were amazing. Did you guys catch in that one card how Lisa used gray ink and the skates looked real? They looked like they were just a little bit dirty from being out on the ice. And oh man, those cards were beautiful. Lisa, I love this new set, Season of Joy, now available in our store at GinaKDesigns.com. And for those of you that are new to our company, make sure you go over on YouTube and check out Lisa's YouTube channel. She is Indigo Jade Art, but if you type in Lisa Hetrick cards in the search bar on YouTube, she'll come right up. Make sure you subscribe to her channel and check out her videos because she does weekly tutorials. She's on a lot and she really shares some amazing watercolor techniques, and she's always using her stamp sets. So if you're ever looking for ideas, that is a great resource for you. And check out her blog because she does have all of her idea sheets over there that you can download for all of her past stamp sets as well as this current one. Lisa, thank you so much for sharing your joy with us tonight. We absolutely love your new set. So our second illustrator is waiting in the wings, and she is coming to us all the way from India. Arjita has a brand new set that is absolutely stunning. Take a look at this. This is called Pristine Poinsettia, and it's got this huge poinsettia image and some amazing greetings and a full die set that goes with it. She's going to tell you all about it, and I know that you're going to just be blown away by the inspiration that she shares. So let's welcome her to the program, Arjita Singh.
Hi guys, Arjita here. Welcome to Gina K Design September 2025 release. And I am back with my stamp set. I'm back on the screen. I surely had a huge FOMO since I was missing on the releases for a couple of months. And I was able to go through all your comments that you all also missed me. So thank you so much for that. And today I am here to talk about the latest stamp set, which is beautiful. And I'm sure you all are going to love. So today again our release is power packed full of beautiful products which are going to enable all of you to create absolutely stunning, beautiful, gorgeous holiday and Christmas cards. So without further ado, let me flip my camera so that I can show you the stamp set, the coordinating die, and talk about the most beautiful sentiments which are not only we're going to use on this stamp set, but they are the most beautiful versatile sentiments which you're going to use for every Christmas card you're going to create. And I'm also going to show you my card samples which I created using the stamp set. So the illustration has this poinsettia and a floral arrangement of holly and berries, and this has a coordinating die. So let me talk about the sentiments, which is Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. These are beautifully calligraphed, and I am sure so this is not going to leave your craft table because you are going to use all these sentiments again and again for all your cards. So the best part is that you can cut out everything using these dies, and your card making is going to be fun. So what I would suggest is just stamp these multiple times, cut them out and keep them ready so that whenever you feel like creating a card, just stick that on any of your other cards. It can be critters, it can be a beautiful castile card, or an intricate one using Pristine poinsettia. So this is a very versatile stamp set. It is perfect if you want to combine your older stamp sets as well. This is the first card, and here I stamped the image twice, cut it out using the coordinating die, and did a very quick watercoloring. This was the fastest watercoloring. It is very loose style and you do not have to worry too much. You can use any other coloring medium as well, and I used some double-sided tape to stick it on top and bottom to create a shadow box kind of an effect. I stamped the sentiment in the center and used some bling bling to add to the festive vibe of this card. This is the second card. Here I used the no-line watercoloring method. I love this, and it especially looks very good on Christmas flowers. And this is using zig markers, and I used the Gina K Designs amalgam ink in Whisper to do the stamping, and added these water droplets to create that lovely effect. Stamped the sentiment and heat embossed it in a dull gold color. This is the next card, and for this I did the stamping using Gina K Designs amalgam ink in Whisper, and this coloring or shading is done using just this 1/6B pencil. I added it here and used a blender to just blend it ahead and create this dimension, and I finished the card using this heat embossed sentiment. This is the next card. Here I did the stamping twice and used zig markers again to color it. For this I used different color combination. It is more fall, and I used grays and oranges to color the card and stamped the sentiment at the center. I did some heat embossing to add the little bling in it. I absolutely love it. This is the next one. Here I used my Daniel Smith watercolors to color this. Here I created more of a corner, but I did not completely stamp it. I made it go beyond the margins. A very soft color palette, finished it with a sentiment and added some bling. This is the next one. Here also it is Daniel Smith watercolors, very loose style watercoloring. I did not add any sentiment on it, and I just love it because I'm going to frame it and just gift it to a friend. So this is the next card, and for this I used just one portion of the stamp set and stamped it here on an angle and colored it using pencil colors. So this is a lot of fun to use these little areas from the stamp to create different looks. You can also create a diagonal pattern, and it gives a lot of versatility to your cards. The next card is this heat embossed card, and here I use this sparkle embossing powder in gold. I just stamped a small sentiment from the stamp set which says "with love." You can attach it anywhere you wish to. You can directly stamp it, and this card is super quick. You can mass produce it. I have done it on black. You can do a similar kind of an effect with green, with red paper, and that'll look so festive. So there's another version for this card, and that is my favorite. I stamped and die cut this panel twice, and if I just lay it on top of this, it creates a complete background. So I have attached this double-sided tape here just to show it to you, and here you go. For an A2 card panel, if you lay it on top of each other like this, a complete A2 card front background is ready, and here you can finish it with a sentiment as well. So I've not adhered it completely, but this is another look which is going to be very, very cute and fun. This is another card panel which I created using heat embossing, and here I use the dull gold on red. So that's all from my side tonight, and I hope you like the stamp set. So you can buy it now as it's available on our website. You can just visit, buy it, and start creating all your cards, because it's always good to be ahead of time. So you have a huge stash of cards which you can send to your family and friends. That's all from my side tonight. Thank you so much, Gina and Tom, for having me, and thank you everybody for joining us for this release. I can't wait to see what all you create using precious poinsettia, and if you create anything, do not forget to tag me. I'll leave all my social media handles right here, and if you have any questions, just let me know, and I can't wait to see all of you next month. Thank you so much. See you. Bye-bye.
Wow. Arjita's cards they just knock you out, don't they? They're so beautiful. The way that she colors, it doesn't even look like it's humanly possible to do that. She is so talented. And if you want to learn more about how Arjita does her no-line coloring, she also has a YouTube channel. I think you briefly saw it there at the bottom, but you can always search YouTube using her name, Arjita Singh, and just put card making after it, and it will come up. Make sure that you subscribe to her channel and check out her beautiful step-by-step watercolor tutorials. She shows you exactly how she watercolors, how she uses colored pencils, how she uses Copic markers, and her cards are just month after month just so inspiring and awesome. Arjita, thank you so much for making time for us. Arjita's always at a little bit of a disadvantage because it takes a little while for her to get her stuff because it has to travel halfway around the world. And I can't believe how many beautiful projects she's able to make in such a short time. But she's so talented, and every card, it just shows. And I love that idea of taking that corner element and then taking two of them and making a full A2 card base. And for those of you that like the bigger cards, like the A6 or the 5x7s, just spread them out a little bit and do one at the top corner and one at the bottom corner, and then pop one of those big, gorgeous greetings in the center. It's a beautiful set, and it's so versatile for so many different size cards. So thank you, Arjita, for the beautiful Pristine poinsettia, which is now available in our store at GinaKDesigns.com. Now, I was also, while I was watching Arjita, I was reading through some of the comments, and some of you who bought now, I have to tell you, I just was kind of going back through the orders, and orders were coming in at about 50 orders per minute. I know that's a lot, but people really don't want to miss out on things. So the first 10 minutes of our release, our incentive die sets, the die sets that coordinate with the incentive stamps, were priced incorrectly. They were priced at $25.95, and they're only $13.95. So that's why Tom opened the show. I ran to my computer and I changed the prices, but by the time I changed the prices, there were quite a few orders. And I kept seeing people in the chat saying, well, how do I get my refund? And what do I do? Should I cancel my order? What do I do? Don't cancel your order. Do not cancel your order, because you may not get what you want, because a lot of these things will start to sell out. Here's what I want you to do. Tomorrow, don't worry about it. Nothing's going to happen. Your order's going to ship. Tomorrow, just go ahead and, Tom, can you put that banner up? Reach out to customer service. You can either call us at 844-358-1447, or you can email us at info@ginakdesigns.com. Now, be a little bit patient if you don't get an email back right away. On release, the day after release, our customer service comes into hundreds of emails, and they give each person personal attention, so it does take a little bit to get through them. But don't worry, we will refund everybody who overpaid. So you don't have to worry about that, and you don't have to worry that it's going to hold up your order. You don't have to worry that, oh my gosh, now I didn't have enough in my cart, and you won't. We'll honor it. You got what you got. Your incentive set's coming. Don't worry. But we will take care of that, and we will make sure that you get a refund for that overpayment. And we apologize so much for that mistake. That shouldn't have happened. And, it was only up till about 7:10, but a lot happened between 7 o'clock and 7:10, or a little bit before and 7:10. So we will we're going to give you a refund because that's just easier for us. But we appreciate the sentiment that you would rather have a gift card. I think it would be easier for us just to give you a refund. This way you don't have to do anything with your order and just refund that part, and the order will still ship. And if you want to spend it on something else at Gina K Designs, that's great. We would love to have you do that. All right. So we will take care of that. We left the banner up long enough that if you missed it, you can always just rewind to that part of the video and you can get that information. Also, if you go to GinaKDesigns.com, there's a banner right at the very top of the website that says, "Need help?" And it gives you the phone number to call. And of course, if you call and it just rings forever, it's because all of our lines are jammed, and sometimes it just call back. We will definitely help you, we promise. Okay, so now it is time for another illustrator who I got her sneak peek up late, and I apologize, Debbie. Your set is so versatile and so great this month. I know everybody's going to want it. Let's take a peek at it. This is called 'Tis the Season, and this is packed with holiday greetings and just like wintry, beautiful greetings here. I just love this set, and it's got a full die set that's going to cut every one of these greetings out. And I love how they're all cut and the little holes in there. Oh, it's beautiful. So Debbie is going to show you some beautiful projects. I got a sneak peek of them earlier today, and they are fantastic. And Debbie's a tag girl, so you're going to get to see some really pretty tags too. So let's welcome her to the program to show you her 'Tis the Season stamp and die collection, Deborah Warner.
Hello, everybody. Debbie Warner here. Hello, Gina and Tom. Before we get started, I just want to do a special shout out to Tom and Gina for last month getting my video uploaded during the release party. I've been doing a whole lot of travel, and it's going to continue through the end of the year, so I can understand why my travel schedule is a little confusing, but it's actually October. I'm not going to be here. So Gina and Tom, you mean the world to me. Thank you so much. I know that you guys really went out of your way to get that uploaded so people could see my samples during the release party. I'm grateful. I'm appreciative, and thank you so much. Love you guys. All right, so let me talk about my newest stamp set. It is called 'Tis the Season. This year for my set, I decided to go with a set of holiday greetings. This set will coordinate with just about any holiday stamp set you have, or a winter stamp set, Christmas stamp set. So this is it. It has a bunch of greetings and a little holly berry and leaves to go with it. So happy Christmas, season's greetings, thinking of you at Christmas. Have a wonderful holiday season. 'Tis the Season, which is the name of the stamp set. Let It Snow, and I had so much fun with that one because I used little snowflakes for the punctuation on that one. May the beauty of the season bring you peace and joy. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, a gift for you because Debbie's going to make some Christmas tags. Merry wishes, wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And the last one is Yuletide blessings to you and yours. So that is the stamp set. On my samples, what I tried to do was incorporate some of our new stamp sets, and you're going to love them. They're really cool. And some of our old ones that you probably already have. So let me get started and share my samples with you. My first samples are some tags, and the first tag is a manila store-bought tag that I used our Holiday Flora embossing folder with, and I used Lisa's Season of Joy stamp set for the flowers. That lamppost is from Snow Carolers. The second tag I made, I used the Give a Gift die set, and that is a package, and I used cherry red ink and our fizzy stencil to make that wrapping paper. I used our beautiful layering mistletoe stencil for this card. My cardstocks are cherry red, white, and fresh asparagus. For the berries, I used coral reef and cherry red, and the leaves, I did jelly bean green and fresh asparagus. I really like the layering mistletoe stencil, so I had to do another card with it. This one I went with pinks, and so I used innocent pink and white cardstock. My berries are an innocent pink and dusty rose, and then the greenery is in jelly bean green and fresh asparagus. I used Master Layout 8 circles to have that stand out a little more, because I did stamp the background with the pin dot as well. On this card, I used our new Trim a Tree stencil. My cardstock colors are white, gold, cherry red, and Christmas pine. My inks, fresh asparagus, Christmas pine, cherry red, and sweet corn for the graceful snowflake stencil that I used. I also used some gold embossing powder for the ornaments on the tree, and I decided I wanted 2 greetings on this one. I couldn't wait to make a card with the beautiful ice skates from Lisa's Season of Joy. My cardstock colors are white, cherry red, craft, and fresh asparagus. And my inks are black onyx, cherry red, fresh asparagus. And on the wood grain, I did warm cocoa and fresh asparagus. Cut that out with Master Layouts 19 before I put in the panels. This snowman is from Here Comes Santa Claus. My cardstock colors are white, black onyx, cherry red. Inks are cherry red, black onyx, Christmas pine, and lemon drop for that background. Tapestry was used for that embossing folder. And I used alcohol markers, not the best colorist, but I had fun with it anyway. And then I went ahead and I did use the little holly berries from the stamp set as well. These singing snow people are from Snow Carolers. My cardstock colors are Moonlit Fog, white and black. My ink is black onyx and Moonlit Fog. I used our Snowflakes embossing folder. Prismacolor pencils were used to color in the snow people. And I used a white gel pen to add some accents of snow. And then I used a Stardust pen to add a little shine to the middle snowman's buckle on his hat. On this card, I used our Sassy Stripe and Oh Christmas Tree for my stamp sets. I used Craft White, Fresh Asparagus, Jelly Bean Green, and Grass Green for my cardstocks. Inks, Red Velvet, Christmas Pine, Fresh Asparagus, and Grass Green. Clear quartz sequins were used to make it look a little bit like snow, and I used Master Layout 6 to cut out that snow hill. I used our Snowy Skaters on this. It is a new stamp set coming out this evening. My cardstock colors are blue denim, blue sky, and white. Ink colors are black onyx, blue denim, and blue sky. I used our snowflake embossing folder, and the snowflake is from the new die set called Give a Gift. And I finished it off with some soft white pearls. There you have my samples. I hope you enjoyed them and found them to be inspiring, maybe gave you some ideas. So one of the things I like to do when I use an embossing folder is to go ahead and take ink and swipe it across the top. So it picks up the embossed of the embossing folder, and it just it just really makes the embossing pop out. I had a lot of fun with this tag. The flowers are from Lisa's new set, and I absolutely love her new set. The lamppost is from Snow Carolers that came out like 4 years ago, I think. But anyway, this was so much fun to make. And aren't these little snowy skaters just about as cute as can be? And they're coming out this evening as well. So look for that. I did have fun. This Give a Gift die set. Oh my goodness. It has so many possibilities. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to play more with it. But I created this tag and of course used my greeting, a gift for you. And on the back I put to and from, and that is from last month's stamp set that I released. So I also just want to shout out to this beautiful, beautiful layering stencil that came out in July, the layering mistletoe. I absolutely love this. And I did a little research because I wasn't quite sure what color they should be. I've seen them on all different colors. And they actually are in white, red, or pink. So I had to go with pink. But I just want to show you, even experienced card makers make mistakes. Yeah, I glued this on upside down and backwards. Yeah. Oh, well. So there you have it. Again, I hope you found my samples inspiring. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you guys so very much. Like I always say, without you, we're nothing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm not going to be here next month, but I will catch you the release after that. Bye-bye.
So many cute cards and so many pretty tags, Debbie. And I love the way you brought in sets from yesteryear, because so many of our people in our chat and our customers who are going to be watching this later during the rewatch have so many of those stamp sets, like your Snow Carolers and just some of the past sets from Lisa. And I love how you incorporated those and used this beautiful new greeting set with those. So Debbie, thank you so much. Now, Debbie does have a YouTube channel. What she usually does is post just her portion of the release party video onto her channel. So if you love her cards, which we all do, and her tags, and you want to go back and just watch that part, you can find Deborah Warner's YouTube channel. Just search her in card making and you'll find her. And then you can subscribe to her channel. And then each month when she posts this part of her segment from the show, you can just go and get all that inspiration, and you don't have to rifle through an hour and a half of a release party to find it. So hopefully that is helpful. Debbie, once again, you knocked it out of the park. This one is a must-have. I mean, this is just a must-have.
And I have to say, that last card that she did, I get cards like that all the time that open that way. What does that mean?
That you get them that way?
Yeah.
Like from me? Well, you get the rejects. I've made cards live and did them upside down. So I love that Debbie showed that. That was so cute. All right. Well, thank you, Debbie. Now, our next guest, who's waiting in the wings, has a fantastic stamp and die set. And there's something very creative about the die set. I'm going to just give you a little peek here. This is her brand new, wait a minute, I got something else in here that I shouldn't have. There we go. This is her great brand new holiday home stamp and die collection. And there's something very cool about this door in this stamp. So I'm going to let her tell you all about it, and I know that you're going to love it. So let's welcome her to the program. It's Melanie Menchinger.
Hey everyone, Melanie Menchinger here, illustrator for Gina K Designs. I am thrilled to be sharing my newest set with you for our September release party. We've got Christmas stamps galore. I've got the new holiday home set. This is a beautiful little front porch frame that you are going to enjoy stamping with all year round, not just for Christmas and winter holidays, but also for fall, spring, birthdays, showers, and more. I just love this set so much. I've got some greetings here that are designed to go on this little mat here, and it also coordinates with the previously released set that I was talking about last month when we did that collector's frame, the window edition set. So if you already have this, you can go ahead and start making some of the samples that I've shown. If not, please go ahead and hit notify me on the website. We have got that on order and it will be back in stock soon. So let me just start first with a few samples that I used to make these cards with just the holiday home set. I really wanted this to be on your desk all year round, and I can't wait to see what our guest designers and you are going to do with some of the different stamps in your collection to dress up this cute little porch and front door. So the first one, I had to make a Christmas card since we're doing our Christmas release in September. I just colored this with some alcohol markers. It looks like our house. We have a blue door with white trim and then tan siding. I put the little Merry Christmas here on the mat, and then I die cut out that little poinsettia frame. So cute. So that's just popped up. I have a die in my set that will cut out this frame perfectly, so it looks beautiful on A2 size or the 5x7 cards. And then I use that scallop die that I love from the master layout set to back that. So they look great layered on those master layouts that I know you love. And then this is just on some of the craft cardstock. And I just love craft with Christmas red at the holiday time. The next one, Gina already showed you or told you about the special die that we have for this door. So I have some tips about this before I get into any demos, and I'll show you how this cute little door will open on the card to reveal a greeting or a picture. I think this would be super fun at Christmas time to have that family Christmas photo inside that looks like everybody is just opening the door and they're all in there. How fun would that be? But this says, "Wish you were here" on it. I've got the welcome and then the little frame. All three of those stamps are from the coordinating window edition set. So that's just a fun thing to put inside the door. So this die right here is going to open it so that you've got a score on the side. It's going to cut the top, the bottom, and then the left side of that door next to where the knob is. And the way that you'll find out where the score is so that you can open the door, when you turn it around, I know you're not going to be able to see this on here. It looks like it's a rectangle, but when you feel it, you'll feel that sharp edge at the top and the bottom where this score is just a very subtle little bump. Don't worry about that sharpness. It's not going to cut you. It just shows you which side it is. Then go ahead and turn it over and then just mark it with a Sharpie so that you always know to lay it on the opposite side of that knob. Now, I forgot to point out on both of these cards, you might have noticed when I went in close, I have got one of those little mini metal pearl dot embellishment things that Gina carries. She's got silver, gold, and black in that assortment, and I used all three of those on the cards today. It's perfectly sized for that little knob, and I just think that that is the perfect little embellishment to complete the illusion of that door. So this would be really fun in the fall. Again, this is colored with the alcohol markers. And then I wanted to do a stencil for this set, but it just wasn't working out. And there were so many different layers. I didn't have enough room in the stencil. So I'll show you in a video what I did. I just stamped the frame out several times and then with just a craft knife, cut out the separate sections. So on this one, I just blended in the coordinating prickly pear to match my card base with a blending brush, just masking off the door and then the porch there. So you're just doing the siding. So you can do this multiple times so that you can create your own stencil if you would prefer to color those in with your ink pads and your blending brushes. The next one that I want to show you, this is a fun one for Halloween. So this one I did use the window editions, the cat, but I used also the ribbon wreath and the pumpkin with the little face next to that door. So I stamped this onto the soft stone so it looks like just like a dark evening look. I've got that cat sitting on the mat that I've colored with alcohol markers, and then I colored in this ribbon wreath with some orange and then a very deep gray to look like some black and orange ribbon for a fun Halloween wreath. Instead of the bow that was there, I colored it in with black and then dotted it with a white gel pen to create a little bat. I just think that's so fun. And then just to point out here on the stamps, the pumpkin and the jack-o'-lantern face are separate so that you can make jack-o'-lanterns at Christmas or Halloween, excuse me, or just pumpkins for your fall and Thanksgiving holidays and occasions. Love this so much. And then that is on the tangerine twist base. The next one, and also something that was a little bit different, there are so many different ways that you can color the different panels on this door if you want to make it look like it's a glass door, like I show you on this next sample. If you want to do multicolors so that it looks like a historic door, there's historic homes that have several different fun paint colors, or if you just want to do just that very classic white and not have to worry about coloring in those little panels. There's so many ways to make this look very realistic. I also want to point out, I forgot to say this on the first couple samples, but even when I just let the cardstock work for me as the color of the mat and the door and siding, what I did is I took a darker gray marker and I just colored just one straight line right underneath each of the panels of siding, and it makes it look very dimensional. So that was very easy to do. The next one that I want to show you, so I colored in the door with a brown alcohol marker, and I just made streaks going down, and that really looks like wood grain, so you don't have to worry about you getting your colors blended together like paint. That's a very easy way to color this. Then I've got the little jack-o'-lantern on here without the face, and then I just masked off the bottom of that door so I could have the cat peeking through that glass pane. And then I've got the thankful here on the mat. And as you can see, each of these, they're kind of tilted a little bit so that it looks extra dimensional. So all of these greetings, the thankful, Merry Christmas, congrats, which can go for showers, weddings, special delivery, which are great for presents, which I will show you in a minute, and happy Easter. These are all tilted so that it really looks like that mat is dimensional on your porch. I've got the little basket. You could put this sitting on the porch like it was a delivery from a florist, or you can hang it from the door. And so again, I used one of those little gold metal pearls or dots, and then I put it up here like a little hanger. So I just love how this card turned out. And this is on the honey mustard cardstock. I also looked through some Google images to help me decide on my color combinations for the door, trim, and house. I think it's fun to make it look like, as I said, my house or the recipient's house, but there's just so many ways you can do it. It's just so fun. You feel like a designer or interior decorator or home builder when you're making these cards. The next Christmas card, I wanted to use the dog from my window editions for all of you dog lovers. So I've got that Merry Christmas again. I've got the little dog. He is waiting to be let in. Have another one of those little pearls here on the door. And then I've got that hanging wreath from the window edition set. So I've got a Christmas wreath, as I already pointed out, but this will work on here that's hanging on the ribbon. And then I also added the little mailbox in the window edition. So again, I just love these sets together. I put this on, instead of using the mat from that scallop frame, I took the outer portion of it, the reverse negative part of it, and just put that around the green piece so that you can see that scallop cut out there. I love this card so much. And then finally, let's go into a fun birthday card. I didn't get a sample made yet with my tulip wreath, but I will be showing some different Easter or maybe fun wedding or baby shower cards that you can create with that. For this one, special delivery, so this would be fun for a birthday or for a baby shower. There's a little bag with some tissue and handles that you can have sitting on that front porch. And then the balloon, this has the string attached when you cut out those dies. So you can create a beautiful balloon bundle coming off of that bag. I used one of the silver dots here, and then again, that scallop around my die cut front porch frame. So I love this set so much. I'm so excited to see what everybody does with it. Please tag me when you share your creations online. I forgot to print out my inspiration sheet, but I will be showing that and sharing it in our files section. So look for that. Let me know in all the comments which of these cards you'd like me to demonstrate first. And just thank you so much for joining us. It is fall now. I am so excited for fall and winter holidays. They are coming. It's the most fun card making time of the year. So thank you again for joining us. Thank you for being a fan of my stamps and of Gina K Designs. So good night. Have fun at the party. Love you guys. Bye.
Melanie, your cards are adorable. I absolutely love it. It's genius, the idea that you've got this front porch and this door and then that die that can just open the door. So good. Now, I did see somebody asking in the chat, could a gift card fit inside that door? And yes, it can. And let me explain to you how it can, all right? So you can see here that the door is not exactly wide enough to fit a gift card, but from the door to the end of the wall here, it would be. So what I would suggest is when you cut this out, pop it up. All right, pop it up with some foam squares, one here and leave room back there. And then when you open this door, you can put the gift card in, but slide it under the siding here. And you could tape it down and just like press it down so that it's peeking out. Just half the gift card is peeking out. So when you open the door, that gift card will be in there and they'll just have to kind of like wiggle it out a little bit. But it would fit that way as long as you don't seal all of this up. Maybe you just use a little bit of skinny terrific tape right here, or you pop it up with some foam squares for some dimension, and then when you open the door, it'll fit in there perfectly. It's plenty wide enough for a gift card. It's just a little too skinny unless you include this part of the siding, but it'll definitely work. So wouldn't that be a fun little surprise to open the door and see a gift card? I love this set. Melanie, it's genius. Melanie has a fantastic YouTube channel. You should go over and check it out. It's Melanie Menchinger. Just type in Melanie Menchinger card making. You'll find her YouTube channel. And she always does a video for her latest set, so I'm sure that she's going to do one. And I hope, Melanie, if you can, make one to show people how to do the door open thing, because that would be really fun. And then subscribe to her channel and just go back and watch some of her older videos too, because even if you don't have those sets, her inspiration and her ease of the way she teaches how to color with alcohol markers, she makes it so easy. She's not one of those people that says, oh, you have to use this color and this color and this color, and then you have to blend back and forth it. She'll show you a way to use one marker and create all kinds of depth in your cards. She's pretty genius that way. So, Melanie, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for another great set. Thank you to all of our illustrators who joined us tonight, and to all of our illustrators who couldn't be here, for inspiring us with these beautiful stamp sets. Well, now it's my turn. And before I start, I just want to say, hey, Brianne Loveland, thank you so much. I see you. Brianne is the one in the chat over here on YouTube. She is linking all of the new products for you. She's also answering as many questions as she can, and I know that other people are helping to answer questions as well. The chat is moving really fast tonight. We've got like 3,600 people here, so it is moving really fast. We're coming in from both Facebook and YouTube. So if we miss any questions, I'm sorry, but if you know the answer to a question, go ahead and help whoever is asking the question if you know the answer. Okay, well now I'm going to show you a couple of new things before I get to the kit. And the first thing that I want to show you is our brand new sparkle gel. So we have 4 brand new colors of our sparkle gel, perfect for Christmas, perfect for the holidays. We have ruby. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Ruby. We have emerald. we have sterling, and we have 14 karat. Now, this is different than our Glitz Glitter Gel. You guys remember when we had Glitz Glitter Gel? Well, ThermoWeb can't make our Glitz Glitter Gel right now for a lot of different reasons. Hopefully someday we'll be able to add that back into our collection too. But this is a very different kind of gel. We did release our first one, the Stardust, as a free gift in a kit. And so a lot of you have that. But I wanted to show you what this looks like and how it's different. So the Glitz Glitter Gel is just solid glitter. It's solid glitter. This glitter gel has a little bit less glitter, and it's got this very clear, beautiful gel that's like the texture of Vaseline. It's really, really cool. And you can see that it's a little bit more transparent, okay? So this gel, so the Glitz Glitter Gel, you just use straight onto your stencil. This Sparkle Gel is meant to sparkle up your ink blending. So it's a little bit different. It's meant to enhance color that you've already done. So let me show you what these look like on the card. And I'll tell you what color ink I used under each one. So this is the Ruby. Now that is a beautiful sparkle in there, and I have that glazed over some of our Red Hot ink. So basically you're going to use like Red Hot ink, and then you're going to put the sparkle gel on top. The reason why this makes a difference is if you put the Glitz Glitter Gel on, it's just solid glitter. This, you could do ink blending. So you could go from dark red, like faded brick in the center if you wanted, to red hot, almost to like sweet mango on the outside. And then when you add that glitter on top, you're still going to see a lot of that shading in there. So I used our Stellar Snowflake just as an example for all of these, just to show you how nice and crisp it is and the beautiful shine that you get. It does take a little while to dry, so I would say do your stenciling with your ink, put your glitter gel on, your sparkle gel on top, and then go wash your stencil and just let it sit for a few hours. It does take a few hours to dry, but once it dries, it's absolutely stunning. This is Stellar Snowflake. So I want to show you the emerald. So this is emerald on Lucky Clover. Isn't that beautiful? I didn't do any of the ink blending. No, you don't need to heat set the ink before applying if you're using Gina K Designs dye ink, because our dye ink dries really fast. So I did this, bang, bang. I didn't even clean the stencil. I left the stencil in place and did the glitter gel, the sparkle gel, right on top of it, because I'm not going to damage it, because green on green, it was fine. So this is the emerald, so that you can see what that looks like. Now I want to show you the sterling. So sterling is really, really pretty. Look at that. It just it's blinding. It's so sparkly. And I did the sterling over soft stone. So you can see how light that is, right? But if I wanted that to look like a darker glitter, all I would have to do is use a darker gray ink. I could have used Stormy Sky instead of soft stone. And then it would have looked like a darker silver. So it is it's a very unique product. Okay, so that's the sterling, and then the last one is the 14 karat, and this one I used over honey mustard. So if you look really close, you can kind of see a little bit of that honey mustard along the outline of that, but boy, isn't that pretty? If you wanted it lighter, you could use wild dandelion. If you wanted it darker, maybe you could mix in a little bit of warm cocoa in there. So that is what these colors look like. And I'll tell you right now, we just reordered a whole bunch of them, and I already got a shipping notice because I know these are going to sell out. We ordered a lot, but I know they're going to sell out. And I thought about it, and I thought I'm just going to be proactive. So as soon as we opened our wholesale pre-order and we saw that our wholesale accounts were liking it, we just ordered a whole bunch more. So that's what the beautiful new 4 colors of sparkle gel. Yes, we still have the other one, Oh, I have that one at home. I have one without a label, so I'll show you what that looks like. But this is the Stardust color. So if you missed this one, this is the Stardust. It's really pretty. I mean, you could take a paintbrush with this stuff too, and you could just paint over certain things. Like maybe you just want to add a little bit of this Stardust one to little mountains that you have, you know, and make it look like snow-covered mountains. So just give it a little bit of sparkle. So I'm missing the label on this one though. That was the tester that they sent me. So these are beautiful. More are on the way. So if you do miss out on any of these colors, make sure you get on the notify me list. And as soon as they come in, we will get, you know, you'll get an email right away. Now, we have another fun thing that you may have missed. I don't know, maybe you did. But this is called Rise and Shine Paste. So Rise and Shine Paste, it's such a cute name, isn't it? I asked Brian to come up with a name for this because when we got our samples, we just loved it. And I said to Brian, I want you to come up with a name for it. And Brian said, well, tell me what it does. Because Brian isn't a card maker. He does all graphic design and stuff. And I said, well, it adds texture to your card. So like when you touch it, you can feel all the raised edges and it just like gives it texture. And then it's got really, really pretty shine. And he called it Rise and Shine Paste. I love it so much. So we have 3 colors of this. We have gold, we have silver, and we have white. Now the white has a bit of a sheen to it as well. So they all have a little bit of a metallic property, but the gold and the silver are very shiny. Very, very shiny. The white is a little bit less shiny, but they're really beautiful. And I want to show you what these look like too. So I did do some stenciling with that same stencil just to show you. Now here is the gold. This is the Rise and Shine Paste. Can you see what that looks like? It's spectacular. It dries very fast too, which I think is really cool because some things take a little bit longer to dry. This dries relatively quickly. I mean, all of these things, you need to let them sit for a little bit, but this one dried pretty quick. And it's got beautiful texture. You're able to feel it, so it feels very embossed, and they're super shiny. So this is the gold, and then we have the silver. Now the silver looks kind of like gunmetal until you get it into the light, and then you could see the shiny silver that it gives you. So this is another really pretty one, and I used some of these in my cards tonight. I used all of this stuff in some of my samples that I'm going to show you in a little bit. But I wanted to just show you these all by themselves so you could get the full breadth of what this looks like. So we've got gold and silver, and then we have the white. Now the white I did on craft cardstock to show you, and it's got a little bit of a sheen. Can you see that when I turn it into the light, how it has like a pearlescent look to it? So it does have a little bit of a sheen to it. This is on craft. It looks beautiful on navy. It looks beautiful on, red or green. But I also want to show you that once it dries, you can use it as a resist product. So I did white on white, and then I ink blended over it once it was dry. So it still has that bit of a sheen to it, but then I used some sea glass ink over it just to give it a little bit of mist of color. So all of these will resist ink. When it's done, after you've ink blended, just take a paper towel and wipe anything off that's sitting on the top. But yeah, the white is great, and it's really good. These are really good for one of the stencils that's in the kit. I think you really will enjoy using the Rise and Shine Paste for that because it does dry relatively quickly, and if you want, you can like do one layer of the stencil, you can let it dry for an hour and a half or so, and then come back and add another layer with a different one. So you can mix gold and silver or white and gold or whatever you want to do. So that's what the Rise and Shine Paste looks like. Super fun. I love this stuff. Okay, now before I get to the kit, I want to show you, we have a brand new set of poly glaze here. This is our tags trio. Now you guys have, a lot of you guys have our tag trio die set. This is the tag trio poly glaze sheets. This is just going to give you that little bit of elegant sparkle around the edge of those tags. And I'm going to show you a couple samples of these tonight. But everybody's so into tags, and tags are all the rage, even for like, you know, putting on a bottle of wine, or of course hanging off of a gift, or with these bigger tags you can even turn them into gift card holders by just putting another little half of a tag on the back and sliding a gift card in. So lots of ways to use these tags, and we just didn't have any poly glaze for our tags, so we wanted to release a poly glaze design of these tags. So there's 6 sheets in here. You've got 3 tags on each sheet, so one pack will give you 18 different tags. So these are going to be super fun for you to do in gold or silver, radiant red. They're going to be really, really beautiful. You know, Victoria, I haven't had it long enough to know how long it will take for it to dry out, but these jars are smaller. So you'll probably use a lot more of it more quickly. And the base that this is in, I haven't seen even remotely any drying out of this sparkle gel. I haven't had the paste long enough to know if it's going to dry out or not, but if you're really worried about it, you could always put a little bit of press and seal over it just to really keep it airtight. But I think one of the big things about pastes and gels is to use them. You buy them, get your stencils out, make a whole bunch of things, even if you're just making things that you're going to use on future cards, and make sure that you use those pastes and gels. They're not meant to sit in your drawer for a year. They're meant to have fun with and get messy and make fun projects. So, but I don't have enough experience to let you know how long it will take for this stuff to dry out. I've had the sparkle gel now for a couple of months. This one's been sitting here for a couple of months, and it is absolutely just as luscious as, you know, as it was the day that I got it. It doesn't feel like different at all. The other thing that's really important whenever you're using pastes and gels is to always make sure that you clean the perimeter of your jar before you put your lid back on, so you don't you know, kind of like glue it down with the product that's in there. You don't glue the lid shut. And yeah, this stuff is pretty amazing. I'm really enjoying it. I can't wait to show you some samples. All right, so these are the Tag Trio Poly Glaze sheets. Now, I'm going to show you some more poly glaze sheets in just a minute. I'll show you it now since we're talking poly glaze. This is called A Little Something. And these are all little greetings that can go onto your gift tags. So now you've got the beautiful poly glaze tag trio, and now you have all these words that you can cut out with the die set that comes in the kit. We have a matching stamp set and die set that's coming in the kit that I'm going to show you in just a minute. So now you can do all of this in gold, silver, brilliant blue, glittering green. It's going to be spectacular, some of the things that you can do. So don't forget your poly glaze, because poly glaze really makes things exciting. And I'll be showing you samples in just a minute. Now, here's something that you may have missed, but we actually have a brand new 3D embossing folder bundle. This is called Jolly Holly, and let me tell you how we've been saying it wrong for the last 3 months that it's been sitting in our warehouse waiting to come to you. It's Jolly Holly, and it's beautiful. Look at that. It is gorgeous. It's got all of these holly leaves and holly berries. Then it's got a die that you can cut out. This one coordinates with, let's see, this one right here. Okay, so you can cut this one out, you can emboss it, you can stencil it, because it's got a 4-piece layering stencil in here, and it is spectacular. And now I get to show you some samples, because I made a couple samples with this. And the first sample I'm going to show you is on that poly glazed tag. So I used the die from this Jolly Holly. I'm going to say it wrong a million times. I cut out 2 of these holly and holly berry sprigs, and then I stenciled it with red hot and a little faded brick, some light spruce and medium spruce. I used 14 karat foil to foil the polyglaze tag, the tag trio. And then I used our holiday floral polyglaze. We have something called Holiday Floral Greetings that I used, and that coordinates with the Holiday Floral stamp and die bundle. And I cut that greeting out and I polyglazed that too. I foiled that polyglaze with a little bit of 14 karat. So isn't that just such a pretty tag? I just used some gold twine, and that is what that 3D embossing folder die cut. Oh, and they're so cool. You could just feel they're so puffy and so dimensional. Really pretty. So that's one thing that I made. Now, I made a card, and I want to tell you, if you like 5x7 cards, these 3D embossing folders are fantastic for that. So I made this card just by doing the full embossing folder. I just stenciled it with the 4 layers of stencils, and then I added one of those greetings again from the Holiday Floral polyglaze sheets and cut them out with the coordinating dies. And I used Master Layouts 20 to frame that all out. And I put it on some honey mustard cardstock because I thought that that really was a pretty color mixed in with that gold. So you can see how you can make tags and cards with this that are just beautiful, so elegant and so simple. I will confess that I made this card in about 10 minutes. Because when I got here today and I had made cards for the last 3 days for the release, I realized that I forgot to make anything using the 3D bundle. And I had about a half an hour. So I made this card and I made this tag. And I'm not saying that because like I'm some fantastic, super speedy card maker. There's just nothing to it. You just emboss this panel, put the layers on top and stencil it, and then you just throw the frame over it. It's so easy. It's a great card to mass produce. There's not a lot of layering. There's not a lot of, it's really an easy card to make. And this tag too was really easy to make. But boy, wouldn't that be spectacular, hanging on a wine bottle and bringing it to a hostess for a party? So these are really, really easy to make. So that is the Jolly Holly. I know we're all going to say Holly Jolly until we can't say it anymore, but that is the Jolly Holly 3D embossing folder bundle. All right, now it is time for the kit. So every release, this will be I believe this is our last kit of the year, actually, because the rest of the year we do different types of promotions, and I think this is the last card kit, although we do have something special coming in November. All right, so let me show you what is inside. This kit is ridiculous how much stuff is inside of this kit. This kit is called A Little Something, and it is jam-packed with things. So it has a jumbo die set, and I know it doesn't look very jumbo on this little index sheet, but it is jumbo. This is called Give a Gift die set. This allows you to make both of these elements, this coffee cup and this present, this gift, and these are gift card holders. Now let me show you what this die set looks like. I'm going to start with that. Let me pull it out of here. This is a really big die set. This is about the same size as one of our huge master layout sets. Look at this thing. This is it right here. Look at these dies. They're huge. That die is huge. That's almost a card front. You could almost cut 2 of these and just put a little score line on the back and glue them together and make a coffee cup card that opens. And this is almost an A2 size card here. Let's just grab an A2 card. Look at that. That's almost an A2 size card. It would fit in an A2 size envelope. Once you put the lid on, we might have to make one of those. But this has a big coffee cup element, and it's got the gift element. It's got the bow that goes onto the gift. It's got the little circle, and what do they call this part, Tom, on the coffee cup? It like prevents you from like touching the hot cup. It makes it a little bit, I don't know, it has a name, but it's like something that goes around the cup that makes it not as hot to hold.
It's the hot coffee hand protector cushion.
Okay. I knew it had a technical name. Thanks, Tom. And then it's got this tiny little die right here that fits a few of the words from one of the stamp sets, which I'll pull out right now. It's this right here. This is called a little something. So this is the one that coordinates with that a little something polyglaze sheets, which are these right here. So you can do them in foil or you can stamp them. Now this, you can stamp right on there, open the lid, surprise, or open here. And this way you can slip that onto the side of the cup or onto the side of the gift so people understand that there's something inside. Let me show you two things that I made using this Give a Gift right here. All right, so the first thing I want to show you is this. I decided to make a tag. This set can make either tags or cards. So I decided to make a tag. So this is a gift tag, but there's a gift inside. So it says right here in polyglaze, a little gift inside. And if you open the lid, there's a gift card in there. Look at that. Little Bravo, little Italian food gift card. Isn't that so cute? And then you can just slip it right back in there and close the box right back up. Now this could be applied onto a card front if you want. And you can just attach this part to the card, leaving this open so that even if it was attached to a card, you could still have a little tag. And you could have the little open the lid on there. And then if it was attached like that, they could still open the lid and pull the gift card out. They could take the gift card out and then they could put it right back. If it was attached, it would be easy to slide down onto the card. So you definitely can make a card out of this, but I wanted to show you how cute it was to make it as a tag because a couple of the people at work today were like, oh, for my older kids, they only want gift cards. They don't want gifts anymore, but I want to wrap it in a really cute way. And this makes it a cute little present. Plus, if you make a tag like this, you can hang it on the tree. You could hang all their gifts right on the tree. And then you can use the little to and from that little stamp set or from the polyglaze sheets to do a to and from on the back. So isn't that so cute? Oh, I love this. All right, let me show you another one that I made because, of course, you know I had to use this cup. So let me find that. All right, so here she is. This is my little cup here, and you can see I decorated that with some of our iridescent dot embellishments. And can you see here? Open the lid on the side, right? And then you've got the coffee cup lid here. This is a card. It's an A2 card inside. You can write all, it's not an A2, I'm sorry, it's an A6 card. This is an A6. So I used Master Layout 17 to cut this panel out. And also for my background here, I stamped it with the snowy background. And then I've added more dots with the iridescent dots embellishments. So you can see some of them light up because they're iridescent and some of them are just stamped on there. All right, so then it says open the lid, right? So you open the lid and there it is. There's a little gift card to Quick Trip. Stop and get your coffee, stop and get your gas in the morning. Isn't that so cute? And then you can pop that right back in here. Let me just get my glasses in place here and you can pop it right back in there and it closes right back up. So they can pull the gift cards out of here, but it doesn't mess up the design, right? So they just take that gift card out and you can still put the lid back on if you want. You can just take a little bit of tape and pop the lid right back on. So they can keep that card forever. And then it's got this really cute little detailed snowflake in there. And that could be used for other card projects too. Now, one of the gals at work was saying, oh my gosh, I'm going to do a pumpkin in there because it's pumpkin spice season. So you can use this for fall cards, right? You can use this for any time of the year. This doesn't have to be a holiday card. This can be for any time of the year that you want to give somebody a unique way to open a gift card. Same with the present. This could be done for Easter. This could be done for graduation, for retirement. So even though we're releasing this as a holiday thing, this is not a holiday set. This is whatever you want it to be. Yes, I will do a video on how to do these. Absolutely. How is the gift card attached to the lid? So all I did was I cut 2 of this panel, and then I just wedged the gift card in between it with a little bit of tape. And then I put this panel on the front. And I left this panel, can you see it's kind of loose? See, so you can close the cup. I'll show you how to do this in a video for sure. It's very easy to do. And they're fun to make. You know, you can make a bunch of these. Let me put my glasses back on though, so I can't see what I'm doing without my glasses. There we go. Is that it right there? Yeah, that's it. Okay. So that is the Give a Gift die set, and that comes in your new A Little Something card kit. All right, so you've got the A Little Something die set, and let me read to you what's on here. A little something for you, a little gift inside, thanks for all you do, you deserve it, to and from in a more like text, kind of like a typewriter font, and then to and from in a kind of scripty font. Open here, open the lid, surprise, and a gift for you. And then it's got 4 little snowflakes. Now, there is a coordinating die set for this, and it's in here as well. So you get all the dies to cut everything, including that little to and from, because you want to be able to cut them out of the poly glaze too, right? You want to be able to, you know, foil them in gold and silver. So both of those are in there as well. So I'm going to show you everything else that's in the kit, and then I'll show you more of the samples because I have a lot of samples. So the other set that's in here is this adorable set of penguins. This is called Festive Penguins, and it's got these 3 really cute little penguins, and then it's got all these little greetings, and you can see how everything plays off of each other. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a cup of good cheer. Well, you could use that, and you could put that right across this cup on the top. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a cup of good cheer. But these little penguins can also hold these 2 cups. So they're in 2 different orientations. So one can hold it one way, the other one can hold it the other way. They can be clinking and saying cheers. And they're little like hot cocoa with whipped cream and candy and stuff in there. So you've got the 3 fun penguins, you've got lots of cute little snowflakes, and then you've got the We Wish You a Merry Christmas and a Cup of Good Cheer, Have a Cool Holiday, Happy Christmas. I like that because we have so many stamps that say Merry Christmas, but Happy Christmas is just fun and cute and whimsical. And then I'm so glad we're friends. Now these little guys would also look really great if you die cut them and pop them up on the postage die that we have, our Master Layouts 14. So a lot of these little images are going to fit into Master Layouts 14 in a really cute way. So keep that in mind too if you have Master Layouts 14. Postage cards are so adorable for the holidays, and you can mix and match these guys in for that. And of course, you've got a full die set that cuts out every single thing, including all of the greetings. And again, you guys know I love my dies to cut everything all around whenever we can do that. It's not too small to do it. We try to do it. So that is another set that's in here. So we've got the big die set. We've got this stamp set and die set. We've got this stamp set and die set. Now, we also have This is the free gift that's in here. I'll tell you about this. Let me tell you about what's not the free gift. This is the Trimetry. So we've got the Trimetry layering stencils, and we did a coordinating die that will cut the whole tree out, and then you can also cut out which topper you want. Do you want an old-fashioned star topper that kind of has the little cone? Do you want just the single star, or do you want an angel on top of your tree? So this is the layering stencil set. My daughter Alicia drew this just from scratch. She was like, I just have an idea. This was all her idea. And I absolutely love it because I wasn't thinking of this at all. I'm always like throwing flower ideas at her. Let's do a poinsettia. Let's do mistletoe. Let's do this. And she's like, Mom, can I do something other than a flower? And I was like, yes, of course you can. What do you want to do? And she said, I have an idea for a layered Christmas tree. And I'm like, oh man, let's do it. And it turned out so good. And the fact that you can cut the whole tree out and you can turn it into a big tag if you want, or you can pop it up on your cards to give it lots of dimension, it's fantastic. And I'm going to show you a bunch of samples I made with this too. And then there's also the free gift. We've been doing a free gift in our kits every month, and now we're kind of in it now. It's hard to not do it. And everybody was like, no, make the layering stencil the free gift because of all the stuff. And I'm like, no, I want to do more. So we did the Joyful Ornament 3D embossing folder and stencil. This thing is amazing. Wait till you see. It's my favorite card of the release. I have to admit, it's my favorite card of the release. I can't wait to show it to you, what I did here. And you can use this as a full background. This is genius, the way that this was designed. And I didn't design it, so that's why I can say it, because I'm not taking credit for it. But this was designed to be a full, beautiful, festive style 3D embossing background folder. But this part right here was designed to look like an ornament. So he put an ornament in there that you can cut that out and emboss it, and then you can have an ornament. Then when you stencil it, you can stencil the whole background, or you can just do the ornament part. You could even do the whole background, but then just stencil the ornament part on this to highlight it if you want. Just mask off around it. So this is amazing. Now, none of this stuff looks amazing until you see the samples, right? That's when you really understand what these things look like. So we've got 2 so far. So let me show you some of the cards. So let me start with the penguins, because the penguins are super cute. So the first penguin card I made is this one here, and I used our Brienne, help me with the name of this. I believe it's like the Circle Trio cover plate. What I did here was I used our close-knit background and stamp, and I stamped a panel, an A2 panel that I cut with Master Layouts 2. Then I used that Circle Trio cover plate, and I stamped the snowy background on that. So I have 2 different background stamps on there, the snowy and the close knit. And then I cut and colored these 3 little penguins. I just colored them with some colored pencils in Gamsol. And then I added some of our rainbow pearls. And so you can see on the stamp set, this little string of pearls is all black here. The string of lights or bells or whatever, baubles. And what I did was that they're the perfect size for our pearls. So I used our rainbow pearls, but you could also use the gold and silver pearls. And I just popped them right on there just to make it a little more 3-dimensional. So isn't that just a fun little card? I love that. So that is the festive penguins. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more here so that you can see things. Okay, a little bit better. There we go. All right, so we've got the festive penguins. Now, I did another festive penguins card. Lately, I've been using the Twirl It Check stencil, so I decided to use that. It just feels warm. It feels like an old-fashioned grandma's quilt, doesn't it? And I used some sea glass and some apple mint ink back there. And then I colored these little guys with Prismacolor pencils and Gamsol, and I just used like a teal pencil and a limey green color pencil, and then I used apple mint card base here. And then I popped them up with some foam squares, and then I used the greeting, "I'm so glad we're friends." And what I love about this is not a Christmas card. It can be a Christmas card, but it can also be a winter card that you just send to your bestie when you want to send a card and just say, "I'm so glad we're friends." Maybe it's a thank you card. You can say, "I'm so glad we're friends," and inside, "Thank you so much for all your help with whatever. I'm so glad we're friends. Have a wonderful birthday. I miss you and I love you." You could turn this into anything for the winter. I'm a winter birthday. My birthday's in February, so, I like winter cards. I think that they're cute and they're fun, and you can use these penguins for those because there really isn't anything on here that says Christmas. Yeah, there's a pine tree, but pine trees are winter, so I love that. That's so fun. I did use one Copic marker. I used N2, which is a neutral gray, and I just added a little bit of shading just to give it a little dimension. Not that I know what I'm doing, but it's it's close. So, and then I just used some of our crystal clear sequins on there to give it a little sparkle. All right, so that's some of the festive penguins. Now I want to show you some of the trimmetry. So the first thing I had to do was I had to make a pink tree because I always remember the Charlie Brown Christmas and how when they were walking through the tree farm, right, and they were picking a Christmas tree, there was that gurn, 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 that tin pink tree, and I wanted to make one of those. So I did this with Innocent Pink and Dusty Rose. And then I used our double background grit mat to create a little festive pattern back there on this tag. So isn't that fun? I like that. And then I used soft stone on the back just to finish the back of the tag. But what I did here was I used some of the iridescent dots. I used the ones that look a little pink when they're not in the direct light, and then they get that iridescent holographic look. And then I added some of the metallic pearls, the black, gold, and silver. I just picked the silver ones out. And then I used one of the layers of the stencil that has the oval style ornaments, and I used the silver Rise and Shine paste on there. So you can see the shine, but it's different. So when you use silver pearls and you use iridescent dots, and then I used the crystal clear sequins, and then I used that paste, you can see you get all different textures and all different levels of shine and sparkle, and that is just so much fun. And then I used one of the greetings from the A Little Something set, A Gift for You, and I cut it out because that is going to go on a gift. And on the back, you can do to and from. You could write a little message back here. But isn't that so fun? I love that. And I love this as Double Background Grit Mat 1. And if you don't know anything about our Double Background Grit Mats, we use the grit mat technology, but instead of just making a grit mat on both sides, we give you 2 background stamps on the back side of the grit mat that you can use. So you get double duty, right? You get 2 background stamps plus the grit mat. So this is Double Background Grit Mat 1. And that's where you'd find that design. It's just such a nice, elegant texture. All right, so I also had to make a more traditional tag. So I decided to use the new Tag Trio Polyglaze sheets. And here I just used simple ink blending for the tree. I used light spruce and medium spruce. And then instead of doing ornaments in the paste, I used the white Rise and Shine paste for the ribbons that go across the tree. So on this one, I used 1 layer of the stencil. I used this part. For this one, I used the ribbons going across instead. So you can see they're decorated very differently, right? And I used, once again, I used some of our holographic stars, our iridescent dots, and gold metallic pearls. And then I cut that to and from out of the polyglaze sheets. And I made this cute little tag. Now here, I used our Sassy Stripes stencil, and I did a little crisscross design on that layer. So first I used the plain layer, and I just did a real light shading of red. And then I used our Sassy Stripes stencil. So I put it on one way and did a dark red. And then I turned the stencil a quarter turn and did it the other way to kind of make it look like a plaid. And then I just took a white Prismacolor pencil and a ruler, and I just added a few little white lines in there just to accent it. Just to make it feel kind of like, I don't know, like a warm, cozy tree skirt. Okay, so that's another tag that I made. And remember, anything that you see in a tag can be a card, right? That whole tag could be popped up on the front of a card, or instead of using the tag, you could use master layouts too and create the same look. Now, I did make a card, and I decided to go full-blown 5x7, and I did a traditional looking tree, but I did the white ribbons. And then I used the Happy Holidays greeting from our incentive set, the Snowy Skaters. And this one I used Master Layouts 20. So you can see, I mean, from a small tag all the way up to a 5x7 card, this layering stencil set will fit it all. It's fantastic. It just fits everything. And again, I used some red velvet back here. For this tree skirt, I did the first layer in red, and then I used our square mandala stencil to add that little loopiness around it there in a darker red. So I'll be making all of these cards and videos, or very similar cards, and I'll be showing you all of these techniques in the coming weeks. But again, pick up these iridescent dots, grab some of these metallic mini pearls. I mean, they're so fun. Here I just used, oop, it's coming off because I didn't stick it down good enough, but there we go. I used a little bit of polyglaze, just the plain white polyglaze sheets, and I did a little bit of glimmering gold on there and cut the star out from the layering stencil die set. And I showed you that that layering stencil has the full die set, so you can cut stars, you can cut angel toppers, you can cut the whole tree out. But this was so much fun to make, this one. And I just love that. Yes, the kit is ready for purchase. It's available now. Go get it because it's going to sell out. I'm telling you, this is a good one. Just go to the home page, click on the banner, and it'll be like the second or third product in. All right, so that is a couple ideas I made with the Trim-a-Tree. And Alicia, I don't know if you're here or not. She thought she might be able to stop by, but she's a little under the weather today, so she may have fallen asleep. But Alicia, thank you so much for this ingenious idea. This tree has to be one of my favorite layering stencils in our collection because it's so different. It's something that we've never done before, and I love it. All right, so now let's get to the free gift, that embossing folder. So I made 2 cards for you. I wanted to show you an A2 card, and I wanted to show you a 5x7. So let's start with the A2. So I decided with this embossing folder, let me grab it here. So with this embossing folder comes this die, right? And you can use the die with the embossing folder, or you can use it just by itself. So for my first card, I used it just by itself with the stencil, and I didn't emboss it. So let me show you what that looks like, because I really wanted to use some of the 14 karat sparkle gel. So what I did was I used some polyglaze. This is flurries in the background here. And then check this out. Look at that shine. Isn't that beautiful? Look at all the glitter on that ornament. Isn't that so fun? So what I did was I used the stencil, and you can see the design right in the center here. You just line it up on that die cut piece. I put it on my sticky mat, and I lined it up, and I just stenciled it in with some honey mustard ink. And then I left the stencil on there, and I took the sparkle gel and I went right over it. Then I peeled the stencil off and I just let it dry. I let it dry overnight because I was so busy making all the other cards. And then I just layered that up. I cut like 3 of them and just layered them up to make it nice and thick. And then for the topper, I used a Thermoweb toner sheet. You put 14 karat gold foil on it, and then I cut the little topper with that, and then I cut just a little strip off of that toner sheet that was already gold. And I laid that down. I put one of our little metallic pearls there so that it looked like a little hanger for it, and then I just hung, quote unquote, hung this onto that little metallic pearl. And then this greeting is from the polyglaze sheets that coordinates with our Oh Christmas Tree. That came out in July. That was from our Christmas in July release. So I'm going to be mixing our Christmas in July release with the Christmas in September stuff. And don't worry, the gels are already ordered. I already got a shipping notice, and they should be here really soon because I knew that they were going to sell out. They're just too pretty. So we're getting more. So this is the first card. And then I saved my favorite card of the release, although I have to say, it's like picking your favorite child, you know, when you put your heart and soul into all these cards and you love them all. But the reason why I like this one so much is because of the non-traditional colors. So I decided to do a card, a 5x7 card, using this, what is this called again? The Joyful Ornament 3D embossing folder. And I decided to do it in Wild Wisteria and Turquoise Sea. And I used Master Layouts 20 for this. This all comes from Master Layouts 20, except this back panel is from Master Layouts 8. And then I embossed this, and I ink blended a mix of Turquoise Sea and Wild Wisteria, and then I embellished it. And look at that. Look at the way that lights up. Isn't that so pretty? I used our iridescent dots embellishments, and I just went to town. And this looks really like difficult. It was so relaxing. I just spread out all these little dots all over my table, and I got my jewel picker, my pick and stick tool, and I've got my fine tip bottle and glue, and I just dotted away and added those beautiful embellishments. And then I used our sparkling silver foil to make the ornament topper, and I just cut a little strip of what was left when I made that shiny paper. And I used one of the silver pearls here to do the same kind of thing. And then I did another from the Oh Christmas Tree, another greeting just like this one was from Oh Christmas Tree. Happy Holidays, this is Merry Christmas. And I foiled that in sparkling silver. So isn't that fun? I have to say this one might be my favorite card of the release, just because, you know, it's going to stand out, right, from all the rest, all the red and green cards that are going to be all over their mantle. This one is going to, I know it's my blood sugar. It's fine. It's just, I paused my insulin because I didn't want my blood sugar to go low, and it's telling me that I've paused it now for 2 hours and it's time for me to take it off pause, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. Sorry for the beeping. All right. So Tom, I got to ask you, let me zoom out here on all of these cards. Oh, man, this kit is packed, guys, isn't it? There's $167. That's how much I counted. $167 worth of merchandise in this kit for $69.95. I think it's a great deal. And the thing about it that I love is, yes, this ornament is for Christmas, for sure. This ornament's for Christmas. This Christmas tree is for Christmas. So you definitely have some Christmassy things. But this gift card holder set, any time of the year. These penguins, all winter long. So you can see, you can use these for so many more things. So Tom, come in here and tell me, what is your favorite here? I have to know. What do you think?
Wow. Well, I have to say that last one, that is like therapy.
This one?
Yes.
Yeah. with all the dots.
Yeah, you can just keep looking at that.
I know. That's so fun, right?
So I'd have
So
to say.
that's my first favorite, too.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, for tags, this one right here is absolutely my favorite. I love the traditional Christmas tree. I love the ribbon in the paste, the Rise and Shine paste, and I love that little technique of making a plaid little tree skirt. Plus, you know, you get all the sparkle and shine. I think that will be a really fun tag, and I love this Christmas tree so much. And then for this one, I have to say, come on, this is so fun. What a fun way to give a coffee gift card or any kind of gift card. But, you know, don't all the kids want a good coffee? Maybe Rena likes Dunkin'. I gave Brian Starbucks. I gave Alicia Anodyne coffee. That's a little local place. They all have gift cards. All the kids want coffee cards because, you know, the specialty coffees aren't cheap, so it's a little treat for them. And so what a fun way to give a gift card. I love it. Well, I hope that you guys are enjoying tonight's release party. Oh, and don't forget these cards too. Our new 3D embossing bundle in there as well. Oh my gosh, there's so many. I made so many. This is nice though. I got a little jump start here on my Christmas card making too. So, well, I hope that you guys enjoyed all of this. I hope that you found something that you love in this release. We're going to give away a few gift cards tonight to 3 lucky chatters out there. And I'm just reading all your comments. It is so great to see that you guys are as excited about all of this as I am, and all of us here at Gina K Designs. We're very excited. Holiday release is always something very special. So, Tom, come on in and let's give away a gift card. And, well, we're going to give away 3. And then before we do that, we just want to remind you guys that if you like tonight's video, if you wouldn't mind giving it a thumbs up, that really does help our channel. And also, if you're new to the channel, make sure that you hit the subscribe button, and then a little drop down will come out. Hit the notification bell and hit all notifications so you never miss another video. And that also helps to get our channel out there to more people. All right, and then we'd love to have you over in our Facebook group. We've got a really fun group. It's called Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. There are 49,000 avid Gina K design stampers and card makers, and it's such a nice group. I mean, people are so helpful. If you're a brand new stamper, you can ask questions, share your work. You'll get lots of very positive and encouraging feedback because our members are so nice and they find beauty in everything that we do in there. And then Brianne Loveland, once again, thank you, Brianne. Brianne's a rock star. She's been working nonstop today. She had 2 lives today, so thank you, Brianne. Brianne's been sharing all the links in the chat over here on YouTube, but if you missed that, you can find everything that I used tonight on our website at ginakdesigns.com. A lot of it's in the What's New category. The kit is right on the shop tab. Just click shop and you'll see everything right there. All right, Tom, let's give away some gifts.
All right, drum roll. 3 winners tonight.
Yes.
Winners are Lori Moshier, Roberta Torselli, and Judi Birt. Judi Birt.
Yay! Congratulations! Woohoo! All right, ladies, all you have to do is send your name and email address to info@ginakdesigns.com, and we will get those gift cards emailed out to you. And just remember, if you ordered at the very beginning of the release party, just check your invoice. Make sure that you didn't pay $25.95 for the incentive set dies. If you did, it's a few of you. Just you can call our customer service department or you can email us. And we have a little banner with that information. We'll pop that up one more time for you just so that you can see it. Gina K Designs customer service. The phone number is 844. It's toll free, 1-844-358-1447. Or you can email us at info@ginakdesigns.com. Just please only email once. If you don't hear back, it's not because we didn't get your email. It's because we have hundreds of emails and our customer service gives each person special attention. So we promise we will get to it. It's not going to hold up your order at all. Your order will still ship. It's just about getting the refund back to you if you ordered the incentive dies at the beginning of the release. And it was only for the first like 5 minutes, 10 minutes of the release that it had the wrong price. After that, it was fine. But you can just look at your order. You should have gotten an order confirmation in your email. Just look at it. Make sure you paid $13.95 for those die sets and not $25.95. We will make sure we will make it right for you. And if you're worried, just give us a call. It's always easy to call. They'll take care of it. It'll take 2 minutes, but we'll make it right. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'll be back on Thursday. Tom will be back on Thursday too. We'll be back with another Stampin' Chat Live. I will be making something from our brand new kit. And I told you guys that I would finish the Master Layout series by the end of the year. That is still the plan. We will get to 19 and 20, but with this brand new kit, we've got to provide you with a lot of inspiration. So Thursday, we'll be making something from the brand new kit. We hope you will join us on Thursday at noon Central Time. In the meantime, everybody, stay safe and healthy. We love you all so very much, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.